Course 2, Study Guide 16, number 1. Simplify 5 to the third times 5 to the fourth. Well, think about how many 5s we're multiplying. We've got 3 5s times, I'm going to bring that multiplication down, and then I've got 4 5s. Now, if you think about it, you don't have to do this because you'll see what you've got. A lot of you want to say 25, but you aren't multiplying 25s. You're multiplying 5s, and you actually have 7 of them. So if you see the shortcut is you're multiplying 3 5s times 4 5s, so you can add those together and you're multiplying 7 5s. Now let's use that concept for number 2. Let's do our multiplication that we already know from elementary school. 4 times 5 is 20. Now I'm multiplying 2x's times 6x's, so I'm multiplying 8x's. Now this one, I've got a 12 over 6 that I can go ahead and reduce. 6 will go into 12 2 times, and so I've got a 2 on top. And I have 4 a's on top, and I have 1 a on the bottom. So if I cancel one of those a's, notice I have a 2 and I have 3 a's left on top multiplied together. Now if you want to put a 1 underneath it, you can. It's still going to be, if you put it under there, that's still 2a cubed. Okay, the square root of 12, that's not a perfect square, so let's do the factor tree. I'm going to scoot over here and do that. 2 will go 6 times, and 2 will go 3 times. So the square root of 12 is 2 squared times 3. Now, this part we can take the square root of. We're going to take the square root of the 4, which is 2. It'll stay out front. And then times, and I can put the dot there if I want to, and then this one will stay inside because it's not a perfect square. Let's do the same thing with 50. 2 goes into 50, 25. Now 3 won't go, but 5 will go 5 times. So I can write it, I can put the 5 squared at the front if I want to, or I can just write it just like that. So you have a pair of 5s. So I've got the square root of 25. I'm going to actually put that out front. And the square root of 25 is 5. And the square root of 2 stays under the square root. We want the area of a circle with a diameter of 6. Let's sketch that picture. Remember, diameter is the distance across the circle through the center, and the diameter is 6 centimeters. Now the area of a circle is pi times r squared. I'm going to put a dot in there because that helps a little bit. And it says use 3.14 for pi. Times. Now r is the radius. Well, if the diameter is 6, then the radius is this distance, which would be 3 centimeters. So I'm going to be 3 here squared. Order of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you're going to do your exponents first. So you got 3.14 times 3 squared, which is 9. So let's go over here and do that. 3.14 times 9. 4 times 9, 36, carry 3. 9, 10, 11, 12, carry 1. 27, 28. You don't want to forget your 2 decimal places. And you're multiplying centimeters times centimeters. You're doing area, so it's going to be square centimeters. Okay, now this time we're going to find the circumference given the diameter. Diameter is 10. And it's in feet. Okay, the circumference of the circle is pi times d. Well, it does again say use 3.14. And my diameter is 10 feet. So I can just put the 10 right in. Now, 3.14 times 10, you can put the 10 or you can scoot it over and do the easy multiplication with 2 decimal places. And that will be, I'm just going to leave it over here. That will be 31.40 or 31.4. We're doing circumference, so we're just finding distance, which will just be feet. And you put it back up there if you want to. You can do it as 0.4 or 0.40. Okay, this time we're going to find the area of a circle with a radius of 4. 4 inches. Well, again, the formula is up here. Area is equal to pi times r squared. So we're going to use 3.14 times the radius, which is 4, squared. So that's 3.14 times, and 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. So let's come over here and do 3.14 times 16. 4 times 6 is 24. 1 times 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 times 4 underneath the 8 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So we've got 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry 1. 8, 9, 10. Carry 1. 3, 4, 5. We've got 2 decimal places. That looks a little, you have to be careful. I think that was my carrying there. And we're doing area, so we're multiplying inches times inches, which is square inches. I'll just draw an arrow back up there. Find the circumference if the radius is 4 millimeters, and use 3.14 again for pi. So we have a circle that has a radius of 4. And circumference, here's your formula, pi times d. So we got 3.14 times. Now, if the radius is 4, then the diameter is going to be double that. So notice the diameter would be 8, and that's millimeters. So we need to multiply 3.14 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 8, 9, 10, 11, carry 1, 24, 25. With 2 decimal places, and we're finding circumference, which is just distance, which will be millimeters. Number 10, let's solve and graph on a number line. We need to get x by itself, so let's get rid of the minus 8 by adding 8 to both sides. So my 8's gone, and I have x is greater than or equal to, now negative 10 plus positive 8. Signs are different, so you subtract them and get 2, and take the sign of the biggest one without the signs. So if we want x is greater than or equal to negative 2, I always start my number line from the right. And I'm going to do 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. See, I'm counting going smaller. Now, if you put negative 2 in for x, negative 2 is equal to negative 2, so it's true. And we want all the numbers that are bigger, and bigger is to the right. Let's do another one similar to that one. We want to get rid of a plus 9. So we're going to subtract 9 from the left and do the same thing on the right. So we get y is less than 13 minus 9, which is 4. That's positive 4. So I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6. Now notice y is less than 4. So if you put 4 there, 4 is not less than 4. That's false. So we show that by not making it solid. We only make the true numbers solid. And the numbers that are smaller than 4 are going to be on this side where 3 is. Number 12. You need to solve for x. Well, you're going to have to get rid of 2 things. You're going to have to get rid of the 8 and the 3. And the 8's the furthest away, so let's get rid of it first. So let's add 8 and add 8 to the right side. These are gone, and we have 3x is equal to 12. Now, the 3 is multiplied. To get rid of multiplication, we divide. And I don't like to do it, but I'm going to have to write it over here to the side. I don't have room. 3's are gone, and we get x is equal to 12 over 3, which is 4. Okay, number 13, we need to get, I tell you what, I'm going to start it over here so I'll have enough room. Okay, we need to get rid of the 3 first. It's further away from the a. That gets rid of that 3, so we've got 5a is equal to 15. To get rid of multiplication, we'll divide, and we get a is equal to 3.